their names. No, I don't think they care, Peter chuckled. Is there anything you can do today while you're here? Well, it doesn't hurt to take an X-ray of the proventriculus. The what? It's sort of his first stomach. Pro means before, and ventriculus means stomach. It's the first place the food comes after traveling down the esophagus, and it's a common place for blockages to occur, at least in other bird species. The gizzard is the next stomach, and that's where all the grinding happens. Because birds don't have teeth, big chunks can go down and get stuck before they reach the gizzard. Dan rubbed his chin. Sounds like a design flaw. The gizzard should be first. I suppose you could argue that. But the proventriculus secretes digestive juices that soften the food and make the gizzards work easier. Oh, okay. So you can X-ray here? For sure. I'll just run to the truck and grab my portable unit. In the meantime, can you round Big Bird up, hood him, and get him in a position where I can approach his lower neck from both sides? Will do. I'll get Kim out to help us. Peter walked back to his truck, which was parked in the muddy yard between the paddock and the house. He enjoyed the momentary break to think. He also enjoyed the soft breeze and the novel sensation of warmth on his face from the late afternoon sun. It was mid-April, and the sun was finally something other than just a source of light. He wasn't a sun worshipper, far from it, in fact, but as much as he loved the challenge and invigorating bite of a Manitoba winter, by April he was ready for a change. As he opened the compartment on the side of his new Selfos veterinary service truck where the X-ray unit was stored, he paused to listen to the trill of a red-winged blackbird among the cattails in the small pond beside the drive. This was the soundtrack of spring. And it's going to be a good spring, he thought. This was not just wishful thinking. It was logical, because the winter had been so difficult due to everything that happened after the explosion of Tom Pearson's swine barn. The principle of regression to the mean dictated that it was likely that spring would be more average than winter had been, and therefore, by comparison, good. The X-ray machine was compact and came in what looked like a large black cooler on wheels. He grabbed that and the flat gray X-ray cassette before walking back to where Dan and Kim were herding Big Bird into a squeeze chute by waving blankets at him. This was a funnel of fences, where the parallel ones in the spout could be adjusted to keep an animal snugly in place. Platforms on either side allowed access from above. "Okay, I've got the hook ready," Kim shouted. She was considerably smaller than either Peter or Dan, but she had been an Olympic gymnast as a teen, and from having seen her work with her ponies, Peter knew that she was still exceptionally strong and quick. She was wielding a long pole with a blunt-ended hook at the end. While Dan stood behind Big Bird to prevent him from backing up, Kim snagged the ostrich's neck. She managed to make this look both forceful and gentle, and then in a split second she put a hood over Big Bird's head and released the hook. This had the desired effect, as the 250-pound bird immediately became calmer, no longer flapping his stubby wings against the side of the chute or flailing his head about. Peter was impressed. It was like something out of Marlin Perkins and Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, with Kim in Jim's role. "Good job, Kim," he called as he approached. "Now, please get him to shuffle forward so he's tight in the squeeze." This took a little more doing, as Dan and Kim maneuvered Big Bird back and forth until they had the squeeze chute settings exactly right to keep him in place. The chute was made of steel tubing, and fortunately the gaps were perfectly spaced to allow access to the area Peter wanted to X-ray. Peter was proud of his new X-ray equipment. It was digital, so he could review the results instantly without having to develop films. This was not only more efficient, but it saved stress on the animals. In a matter of seconds, the black and white images appeared on his monitor. "It's good. You can let him go," Peter called up from his crouched position beside the machine. "Okay." This was followed by banging and flapping noises as the chute was opened and Big Bird ran off, presumably in a foul temper. "What does it show?" Kim asked as she bent down beside Peter and squinted. Dan joined her a second later. "See this?" Peter pointed to a whitish blob at the bottom of what was obviously, even to a layperson's eyes, the neck. "Yes, that's the proventriculus. All the white stuff is food. Mostly leaves and grass, I'm guessing. It's jammed full. The whiteness shows the density, so it's quite impacted." "Silly greedy bugger," Dan said.